And out comes the newest OP1 update. Thank you so much, Teenage Engineering. This came as a pretty big surprise to all of us, and so I put together a video as quickly as I possibly could describing the good parts and the bad parts about this update. And yes, there are some bad parts. We'll be demonstrating everything with a beat and actual examples. Naturally. So they fixed a bunch of bugs and they also stabilized MIDI syncing. And I think most importantly of all, you're able to import and export audio to and from your OP1 into your DAW, which is what we'll be focusing on today. This means that you could sample anything from the internet or from your DAW, your desktop, whatever, into your OP1 and sample it from there, and then bounce it right back into your DAW. The OP1 is already a very unique sampling instrument, and so this new update just takes that to the next level. Essentially now, outside of being an instrument, it's stepping into the realm of being an audio interface. You could record instruments through the OP1 directly into your DAW. The OP1 has a built-in mic too, so you're able to sample either your vocals or an acoustic instrument, once again, directly into your DAW. If you're already on the edge of buying an OP1 and this is just the last straw, you just have to buy it. Check out the affiliate link in the description down below. If you're looking for clear instructions on how to update, I've left a link for that also in the description down below. Before the actual beat making, I wanted to give some thoughts and insights about the update. First off, it's been 10 years since they've made the OP1, and I'm surprised that they were able to actually pull off this update. It's interesting how the technology holds up even 10 years later. It's pretty amazing, actually. But I wish it was possible to export individual tracks on the OP1 instead of just one master track. As soon as I heard about the update, I was hoping that this would be a possibility. Unfortunately, it's not. Keeping up with other companies like Electron the Digitone, perhaps, or a slew of Roland products like the MC707 or TR6S, where you're able to bounce individual tracks into your DAW onto separate stems. I'm hoping that this will be part of the next update for a more spontaneous and live sort of feel with the OP1. You'll see later in this video that we have to solo each stem and then bounce them that way. Nevertheless, there's still a bunch to work with here. I have my super minimal setup, laptop, OP1, which is an audio interface. Let's get started. If at any point you're lost or confused, I've left a OP1 playlist in the description. I've covered the OP1 extensively here on YouTube, and so I'm sure there's something there that could help you out. I love sampling with the OP1. I've got a sample here in my DAW. Let's keep it nice and simple. In your DAW or just your desktop, make sure that the output device is set to OP1. Hold a key down and sample. Personally, I like to get a vibe and drop the samples by at least 2 or 3 semitones. I just find it sounds a bit more buttery like this. I'm going to drop these into the endless sequencer, set it to quarter notes, and I'm going to program that in. That's it. Seeing as we're incorporating our DAW, for some of you, this might be the extent of use with the OP1. I'm going to run through some drums and put together a beat within the OP1. So far we've been in the box this entire time, so what if we want to add another instrument from outside of the OP1? We could obviously add something acoustic using the mic, or if we plug something line in into the OP1, we could add another synth part maybe. Sorry to say this, but here's where we run into an issue, and this, I would say, is like the bad part of this update. If you're plugged into your DAW via USB and you're using an external audio source, whether it's through the OP1 mic or line in, chances are you're going to experience some major crackling. Hey, can you hear the crackling? I can. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey. I've hit the forums and we've already confirmed that there's several other people with the same issue, so fortunately we've also confirmed that the crackling is coming from the cable and not the OP1 itself. I personally have tried with another cable as well and ran into the exact same issue, so I'm not sure if there's like a specific cable that I need, but anyways, I'll be looking further into that later for sure. With a clean cable, you're supposed to be able to record another instrument through the OP1 directly into your DAW like an audio interface. So now for this example, I need to unplug the USB cable from the OP1, record my external synth part into the OP1, and then dump that into my DAW after the fact. Kind of defeats the purpose of this update, but yeah. Moving on. So I've created 2 loops in the OP1 because otherwise we're sort of running out of space here. The first loop is just drums, kick, hi-hat, perk, and snare all together. The second loop is the sample from before. Let's hear it. I've come up with a June 6th part that I think is going to fit well over this sample, so let's just lay that down in the OP1. So that's that. We're actually done with the June 6V, so let's just get it out of here. Sorry, not the June 6V, the JU06A. I got that mixed up with an Arturia software synth. Synth world! I think we've got ourselves a vibe here. The next step is to just dump it all in. That's what she said. So at this point, I'm just going to solo tracks and dump them in. I'm not really thinking about lining them up because we could just do that afterwards. This is where being able to bounce individual tracks from your OP1 into your DAW would come in handy. Now that we're all dumped in, I've put together a rough mix of this track. Let's hear it. I think that's a pretty good starting point. As I mentioned before, I've been checking out the OP1 forums and have been discovering some really interesting setups. I'd love to hear about some fresh setups that you guys are up to, and let me know in the comments. If you don't own an OP1 and this is like the last straw, you have to own one moment, please consider using the affiliate link in the description underneath this video at no extra charge to you. It's just one of the best ways to support this channel, and I would really appreciate that. So thanks. That about covers it all. The good, the bad. Hopefully this video gave you some insight as to what you'll be getting into with this new OP1 update. I hope that you subscribe if this is the sort of content that you're into. That would be awesome. Good luck and see you soon.